Hi everyone, my name is Yuqing. Today I'm going to give you a presentation of the proposal of my dissertation. And the title of my proposal is A Study on UK Graduate Degree Applicants' Autonomous Learning in IELTS Preparation. Now here is the contents of my presentation. I'm going to talk about the rationale and context, the significance, literature review, research questions, methodology, and possible interview questions of my proposal. As the promotion of internationalization and globalization of higher education, English proficiency has become a more and more important issue that need to be focused. Therefore, analysis on English language learning in higher education has become very significant and rationale. So when talking about the rationale and context of my dissertation, I'm going to talk about 3 points. First, internationalization of higher education and cross-border migration of Chinese students to English universities worldwide is in search of better academic qualifications. Second, many Chinese graduate students in English medium universities have high English language proficiency tests, but many of them still have enormous problems in coping with academic studies in English medium universities. One may question how they manage to have acceptable test scores without acquiring sufficient English competencies. When talking about the significance of my proposal, and the number one, I'm drawing on the theory of plant behavior, which is the theoretical framework of my dissertation. My research will help explore these students' preparation for major English language proficiency tests such as IELTS. In addition, my research will give insights into the strategic efforts that these students make to gain higher scores, higher test scores, and their utilization of related resources. And my findings of this research will also help language educators better advertise these students on undertaking proper preparations for the language challenge in their overseas studies. Now, here is the literature review of my proposal. There are totally 3 parts, and in the first part, I'm going to focus on the theory and plant behavior and its relevant research. And in the second part, I'm going to talk about the previous research on Chinese learners' strategic language learning. And in addition, I will also focus my research on texts and Chinese learners on their preparation in IELTS. Now, here is the research questions. Number 1, I'm going to find out why did Chinese learners do to maximize their IELTS scores to apply for postgraduate programs in English medium universities. And besides that, I'm going to find out why did they undertake these efforts to maximize their IELTS scores. Now, let's come to this part, methodology. In terms of methods, I'm going to conduct the semi-structured interviews, which will be conducted with participants to find out their IELTS preparation experiences. And I'm also conduct the analysis of document resources that the participants refer to in the interviews as useful for their IELTS preparation. And these document resources are like websites, like online forums where students can get the useful information and experience that can help them gain high score in IELTS. In terms of the participants, I'm going to invite 10 to 16 people who just got high score in IELTS and successfully got the offers from UK's tertiary institutions for graduate degree. Half of the participants will be female and the rest will be male. And I'm also going to invite different participants in different programs such as education, business and economics, engineering, medicine, law, science, social science, arts, humanities, etc. In terms of the data collection, I'm going to conduct a semi-structured interview, and each interview will last around 1 hour. Around 1 hour, and each of them will be conducted in Putonghua or Cantonese. And I'm going to use the audio recording for transcription, and collection of useful learning resources will be mentioned by the participants for analysis. In terms of the data analysis, I'm going to conduct the multiple readings of the transcripts as guided by the research questions and analytic or theoretical framework. And the analysis of interview data will be collaborated with document analysis and analysis of learning resources. Now here is the possible interview questions for in conclusion. At the beginning of my interview, I'm going to ask some basic information, such as what is your major of studies, or what will you study in UK? How do you like English? Why do you choose to study in UK? And then I will go further and get the further information about the participants on IELTS preparation, such as what difficulties did you encounter when you were preparing IELTS? What did you use to overcome those difficulties? What resources did you use to help you achieve high scores? Did you surf some online websites or for useful information about IELTS? If so, which websites did you often use and why? Did you find online sharing of other IELTS takers useful? If so, why? Did you read any books that related to it? If so, what are they? What did you read these books? What was the most useful things you did for you to get a good IELTS score? If you have one more chance to prepare IELTS, what will you do? Any particular experience of IELTS preparation you want to share with us? And the other questions. So that's the end of the presentation of my proposal. Thank you for your listening.